Number 18 to live. Nothing there. I'll put this in the front. So see you kitted up now, all right? And we make our way now to the top of the pit. Okay. That's it. There we are. Want me to move up?
Now you're down the big pit. You're not afraid of the dark, are you? In the olden days, before 1840, it wouldn't do if you were afraid. 7 years old you could be, just a child sitting in the cold black darkness and dampness, opening and closing the air doors for the cold rams. 2pence a week your pay, if you were lucky. Easy money, too, compared with pulling the drams. Listen to 8-year-old James Davis.
I earn 10 pence a week. I work with my brother, who was 11, pulling drams. I drag carts from the coal face to the main road. It's 60 yards. There are no wheels on the carts.
Mind you, all that was abolished by the time John Davis came down the pit in 1911. This was his first day, age 12. His drum was pulled by horses.
I've been tramming horses since I was 7. Before that, I worked in air door. I worked for 12 hours. Every other week, I worked nights.
You still see the horses' stables 300 feet underground. 200 horses there were once in this pit. Just imagine it. Are there still 4-footed ghosts chomping their hay at the manger under the mountain? They didn't confine themselves to hay, I can tell you.
If you left your food in your pocket, which was easy for the horse to get at, he'd take the packet out, paper, because most of our food was wrapped up in newspaper in those days. He'd take the food out when he'd go out there to get your food to be gone, horse. And some horses, of course, could do it like a pickpocketer. They were so clever. Because horses are like human beings to an extent. You've got, like Bill said, you had some nasty ones and you had some real good horses, you know, which you could...
One of the sayings I was with about pit ponies was, you want to be careful because you bite both ends.
Yes, as any blacksmith knows. And there were blacksmiths on hand to shoe them. 6 worked in this very forge. It's still here, still working, still with the same tools in the same place on the wall since 1907. Mind you, the Smiths did lots of jobs. Do you know, at one time there were over 1,000 people employed above ground at Blaenavon, not to mention 1,000 below. Many trades work below ground, like underground mechanics and electricians, particularly in later years when mechanical diggers, conveyors and haulage engines came into use. And there is still the miners' dining and rest room, if you can call it that. A bit cramped, though. You can try it out. They needed a rest after work, because there wasn't much in the way of labour-saving mechanization when Big Pit started in 1880. And it always was hard work. It was graft. Listen to what James Minton said from Blaina, Gwent.
I was working a stall with my father and brother, my oldest brother Dan. We was working 3 in a place, and I was number 3, gathering up the small lumps with a basket thing, a curling box. You'd carry that to the dram while your butty was getting on with the big lumps. It wasn't long before they'd expect you to be cutting posts to the right length. Then you'd start to get the coal, all according to what seam you was in and what was the nature of the coal. You'd have coal that you'd have to get in under it and cut it there in the side, because it was mostly there that the hard coal was. Because you'd be afraid in the beginning, but it was better for you, see. After that, the coal would flow.
These vertical and horizontal undercuts he talks about gave the coal room to move when it was wedged or blasted away after drilling the shot hole. Listen to Richard Cornelius of Ogmore Vale talking about that in 1910.
These days we were using hand boring machines, without knowing the damage we were doing to ourselves. You were eating dust from the racket you were pulling. You had your noses in the hole, as it were. That's why people suffered from excessive chest complaints.
Henry Phillips from Tredegar, aged 10, mentions it about 1840.
I help my father. I fill the drums with coal and bore holes for blasting. I get 10 pence a week.
You could still be going down young in 1903. William Philby on his first day down the Big Pit, age 13. A growing lad, with his dinner in a tommy bag and his drink in his hand. He'd hang his tommy bag from a nail in the roof to stop the rats from eating his dinner. Oh yes, there were rats, midges, and mushrooms, as well as fossils underground. Still are mushrooms sometimes in the Big Pit. Here in the Big Pit, you can see how the coal was dug in a typical Welsh miner's stall. Undercut, drilled, blasted, and loaded. It won't be too dangerous or cramped for you. The air's good, and if you had to, you could walk straight out through one of the levels. Big Pit is unique. Almost the only mine safe enough to be a museum. Even now, gas is tested for every day. Coal Board safety regulations still strictly observed. We never have need for people to light it, explode it away, like they did in the old days. As people went deeper and deeper after coal, ventilation became more and more important to get rid of the explosive methane gas, or fire damp as it was called. There was downdraft, gallery ventilation, and updraft, governed by air doors, which children used to work. But even then, underground furnaces were used to create the draft and draw in the air till well into the 1880s. Seems madness now. It was continued even after the miner's safety lamp was invented. Mine lighting caused explosions too, and no one knows what caused some of them at all. "439 dead." These were the rescue team from Big Pit, wearing the Draeger rescue apparatus, photographed in 1911. The only disaster in Big Pit was an underground fire that lasted for 4 months. 3 officials and a rescuer's dog lost their lives due to carbon monoxide gas. And when the fire was put out, they still needed a canary to sing the all clear. Well, of course, this mine is as safe as houses now, especially since it's not working. It's got to be. God's natural light and air were only ever seen on Saturday afternoons and Sundays by the miners in those far-off days. As for where their excellent hard steam coal went and what it was used to power, well, they might know it, they might imagine it, but chances are they'd never see it. France, South America, the Indian railways, well, they like it hot, Mum. Miners, like their workhorses, only got holidays with pay in 1939, just in time for the war. At the end of the day, in 12 hours hard labor for 2p or 10p or whatever it was, you were glad to be on the up and up for your evening meal, hauled up by steam coal from 1880 to 1952, by electricity now. Well, you can see what a filthy job it was, but I always tell the people this: you can talk about your rises, but this was the finest thing here. Having the baths here was the finest thing a collier ever had. Because, I mean, you can just picture a collier going home in his dirty clothes to his wife, or mother, or whoever it was, and having his bath in front of the coal fire. Anyone for the bargain basement?